and welcome back to Indeed's YouTube channel. This is the Career Tips series. I'm Sinead and I am super pumped for today's episode. What to consider before accepting a job offer. Yes, today we are breaking down the top 5 aspects you should always take into serious consideration before you say yes to that brand new shiny job offer. Now, if you realize as we go through these considerations that the offer you just received is not for you after all, don't even worry, because if you stick around until the end, we have also got you covered with how to navigate that exact situation professionally. All right, let's get started. Consideration number 1, personal priorities. Life looks different for everybody, so think about your unique situation. While some candidates may have certain personal requirements for an ideal job, others may not. So if 2 people receive an identical offer, it may be better suited for person A rather than person B, right? So always consider your personal priorities that directly impact you. Do you have a family? This situation will likely impact your salary needs. It may cost more to feed a family of 4 versus a family of 2. And healthcare benefits may also be a requirement if you have a family. Does this job require you to travel? And are you open to that? And if the answer is yes, do you know how much travel is involved? Step back and evaluate the commitment of time and travel needed from you. Is this position remote, hybrid, or completely in person? And how far would you be willing to commute? A job that pays well but requires time commuting may not be worthwhile. If there is an opportunity that pays slightly less but allows you to save a lot of time by working from home. Do you have specific career and salary goals? And does this job opportunity meet or exceed those expectations? Let's face it. You have expenses, you have needs, and live up to a certain standard, whatever that may be for you. But you know personally what constitutes as financially stable. Once you've identified your personal priorities, it's time to rank them from most important to least important. Now, this exercise can allow you to strategically evaluate your job offer. Because the truth is, if your personal priorities don't align with the needs of this new position, it may not be the best fit for you. Now, before we move on to our next consideration, just know that we are here for you. So be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and of course, hit that notification bell to stay up to date. We're here every week with the intention to help you make your next big career move. All right, let's move on to consideration number 2, job details. In addition to evaluating your personal priorities, you might also consider taking a deeper look at the role description itself. You likely learned more about the position during the interview process, so you have more information now than you did, say, when you first applied. So really dive into the details that you've learned about the role. Choosing a new job or career is a big, life-changing decision. By weighing your options, you can avoid the need to look for a new job in 6 months. Take your time, think about it, and let's review some questions you can ask yourself as you evaluate the details of the job. What are the daily responsibilities of this job? If you take a job that requires repetitive tasks, you might find yourself feeling stagnant or simply bored. Alternatively, taking a role that is ultra ambiguous and fluid can be exhausting and could even lead to burnout. Does it mention anything about success metrics? And if so, are they reasonable? How and when are your metrics reviewed? What happens if expectations are not met? These questions can help you get a better understanding of how your performance and production will be measured. Each of these factors should provide insight on whether this job opportunity is something that you want to pursue or something that you'd like to respectfully decline. But if you don't ask these questions, you risk going into a situation somewhat blindfolded. So do your best to self-reflect on what you need from a position. Weigh all your options and then choose a role that allows you to do the work that you really enjoy. Consideration number 3. Is this a step forward in your career? When evaluating an offer, it's important to ask where this role is taking you in your career journey. Will it allow you to move up, down, or laterally? Is it a promotion or a step down from what you're already doing? Accepting a low salary can impact your earning potential, but accepting a lower job title doesn't always mean that you're taking a step down. There are several ways beyond the job title and salary to determine the type of professional move this will be. If you're keeping a similar title but moving to a more successful company or in-demand industry, that could be a move up. Look past the titles and cash for this one. You can also try using Indeed salaries to research market averages for your offered position. Look at comparable companies and ask peers in similar roles for their starting salaries, if they feel comfortable sharing that kind of information with you. Take the entire compensation package into account and recognize that some companies offer sign-on and annual bonus structures. You may also be offered wellness and travel reimbursements, stock options, and equity. Be sure to review the entire benefits package. If the job sounds amazing, but it's not 100% of what you need in terms of compensation, you could also try negotiating. And this process does not have to be intimidating. Just check out our video on salary negotiation tips to help you prepare. Yes, there is so much to consider here, so be extra thoughtful by really evaluating these job details, and then move on to our next consideration. Consideration number 4, your potential manager. Sometimes people don't leave bad jobs. They leave bad bosses. It's unfortunate, but yep, it happens. So let's try to avoid this situation at all costs, shall we? Try to think back and reflect on your interactions with the hiring manager so far. Did you see any red flags while conversing in your interview? This could include the interviewer speaking negatively about the previous employee, or saying something that is simply not aligned with your core values. What is their leadership philosophy? If you prefer to work autonomously, you may not enjoy working for someone who enjoys being heavily involved in decision-making. How do they communicate? Look them up on professional social media platforms to really get a feel for their personality, accomplishments, and career track record. You can tell a lot about a person by seeing how they interact online. Does it appear like this team is experiencing high turnover? Try researching people who are currently or were previously in this role to see how long they held the position. You can even take it one step further and ask a former employee about their experience. Just know that multiple people showing short-term employment could be a potential red flag. Do they show signs of emotional intelligence? It's likely you will want a manager who understands the personal and professional needs of their team. In an interview, this can be demonstrated by listening to your answers without interrupting or asking thoughtful follow-up questions. And for even more on emotional intelligence in the workplace, be sure to check out this video right up here. Now that we've considered who your manager might be, let's take a look at the big picture. Consideration number 5, the company as a whole. Before you accept your job offer, get a 360 view on the company's culture, environment, reputation, and future growth potential. Let's break it all down. You can get a good sense of a company's culture through their website, social media accounts, and through conversations with current employees. Company environment is related to culture, but really concerns the day-to-day engagement and workflow. So try asking questions like, is there a sense of healthy productivity? Or does working overtime seem to be the norm? Is the team dynamic, collaborative, or independent? And is this in line with how you prefer to work? Work environments have a huge impact on your progression and longevity with the company. So take all of this into consideration. And while you're at it, get a sense for the company's reputation. Look for trends in what's being said about the company. It's also important to acknowledge the company's local market and industry reputation, which leads us to the future. We talked about the future of your role, but what are the company's future plans? Are they a leading employer in their industry? If so, how do they plan to keep their rank? If not, what are their plans to become the industry leader? Interviewers love to ask about our 5-year plan, so consider turning the tables and asking the same question of them. Now, after a deep thought, healthy consideration, and a comprehensive review of the job offer, it may be time to accept. And if that's the case, yes, congratulations. But what happens if you come to the realization that you don't want this job? What do? How do you turn down an offer while maintaining professional integrity? Sounds like it's time for our bonus tip. If you do decide to decline the offer, try your best to lead with gratitude. Thank your interviewer for their time and the opportunity and close with optimism. You can say something like, I sincerely appreciate the time that you took to share more about your organization, and I enjoyed meeting everyone on the team. I'm not able to accept this offer, but I hope our paths will cross in the future. Whether it's a yay or a nay for this new job offer, best of luck to you. We'll see you next week on Indeed's Career Tips. I'm Sinead, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check out even more from our channel. Thank you all so much for joining us.